Okay, so let's go down to our seconds. Yeah, this one's not that good. I think we should go down to our second 7 with this one. Um, Sequencing matters a lot here. Let me start to think. So this one's actually pressuring a turn 2. The way this if this one's tapping for like black, right? This is definitely a turn 2. But yeah, so this was our down to 6, if I'm not mistaken, or is it our second 7? I think it's our second 7. So let's go draw a card. Yeah, I mean at this point, right? Like you, it's kind of shit that we drew like a tapped uh black source here. But if this one isn't like tapping for black, then it's a turn 3. But if it's tapping for black, it's a turn 2 because we can simply just play this, pass, and okay, that was yeah. Okay. That's actually funny. We'll dark crit 1, 2, 3, play the seeker, and then we can start the chain from there. Okay, that was just the game, man. All right. New game here. This one's would have been really good if we had like if we had an entomb here. I mean, if you think the game would go longer, you could probably keep. I probably should. You shouldn't really like no interaction in hand. So let's just go mull. Second 7. If this was tapping for a black source, we could consider it. This is going to be a turn 4 though. I'll be completely honest about that. So we want to just for like this particular gold fishing. I'm gonna try to go for faster. So let's go down to 6. 6 looks pretty bad. So 5. We're not getting treated well here. Down to 4. So our 4 is looking pretty sketchy here. I think we don't really have that much of a choice but to keep this hand. Um, I genuinely don't feel like keeping this. But like going down to 3 is really not where we want to be at. I do think we can keep Student Division. At least we could like dig for something, but definitely I would want to try to keep the final parting. Um, so it's like it's either the final parting or the waterlog rover spell pierce. Really just depends on like what you want to keep here. Maybe like try to draw into something with your Student Division, right? I think that's a bit more realistic play than like go and grab like our and this could be a land instead. So it really just up to you what you go for this. I think for this one I want to try to at least hit our land drops at the very least. So like 4 is like this is probably our 4 here. So I'll go ahead and mull. I mean, bin that, draw our first. I'm gonna play this estuary, revealing that island, and then say go. I'm going to play this catacombs, play our talisman, say go. And this point on, we can just pass, like see what we get off of Sin Division. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna look at our top 6 and reveal an instant or sorcery. Put the rest in the bottom of our library. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This looks really shit for us, but this is one of our 1 card win cons. It's just a 7 mana win con. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then really bother randomizing it, but I mean we currently have 5 mana, so we're gonna need 7 more. I mean 1 more for that, and we probably can do something about that because we can grab Dark Ritual off of this. So let's see. Go ahead and go to our turn 4. I would like to play this island as land for turn, and if that's good, we'll just pass it up. And if we're permitted to have another turn. We're gonna go grab our Dark Ritual off of the Waterlog Teachings. I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the bin, right? Go to our next turn. Hopefully that's something. So in total we have 8 mana. Not actually enough to like protect us with a drawn the lock, right? So if we absolutely need to sandbag a bit more, we probably should. But the way we can win this is we're gonna go ahead and float our 2 black here, play our Dark Rit, so that's 4. I'm gonna use colorless here and a blue and this one to play go look for our Spell Seeker, right? And then Seeker is gonna go to our hand. We can now go ahead and float black and a blue. Use that to play our Seeker. And even if people have like a window of interaction here, we can just respond with Culling the Weak from our hand, and then off of the Spellseeker Search, we can go grab Daze if ever, right? That's or like Daze or Dispel or Spell Pierce, because we have an extra blue mana here. So that's one thing to consider. If that's enough to get you to win, um, who knows? But yeah, all right. This one is a turn forehand. Personally, I would keep this. This is like fine. The reasoning is like we could simply just play your stronghold, go to turn 2, play your rock, and then turn 3 we'd have 4 mana, and we can just simply just flash like wizard cycle for spell seeker and then untap on turn 4 and like try to do something off of that, but we already can see where it goes off of that. Let's go ahead and go to our new set of hand for a new game. That's funny. Um this actually looks pretty suspicious. I like if you're me, probably greed this a little bit. Um, it's definitely like not a bad thing to greed this hand a little bit because depending on like what we draw, we could maybe have like a turn 2 something here, right? If we draw into like a swamp or a mountain, we could go for like a turn 2 here, but let's see. So a gemstone mine is pretty good for us. The question is like, is it enough? And is this the play pattern that we go for? It would like, are we gonna assume that we get the land next turn, or we just play like a safer route and play Foreboding Ruins, right? So this has kind of made it so where we're now playing for a turn 3 win, right? So let's just say I was a little bit more greedy. I said that I want to play our Gemstone Mine, play our Gold Hound on turn 1. Let's see where that gets us. Like, I think 9 out of 10 games I would just play our Foreboding Ruins, but just for like this, showcase, let's like see where we go off of like a Gold Hound turn 2, right? Actually, I'm fucking joking, man. Think we got it here. Yeah. We're gonna go to our next turn. Actually, no. Oh, yeah. You see how like that's not even on me. I'm like gonna go play Sol Ring, and then off of Sol Ring we can like play our Seeker, and it's a turn 2 right here. I guess it's just possible sometimes by top decking into like enough lands, right? So, new set of hands. Not that impressive. I mulled to 7. Okay, so this one's pretty interesting. I see a world where we can turn 3, right? Um, yeah, this is like I probably should keep a little bit more interaction, like up the interaction on this list a little bit more because it's already like pumping out like really fast wins. Like when you look at Dark, I mean Final Parting, this is like kind of those cards that like has trickled into my list from like a very very long time ago where like sure it's a 1 card win condition, but this feels like a really really tough card to like deal with because like um just the mana situation is a little dumb. And like I think like if you're playing Inalla in a way where like you're trying to grind a little bit more, I think it's better to just keep hands with like mana and like a tutor and some interaction. But like here, when we're like turboing out Spellseeker, we're going to actually want to have specific hands, and this is the hand to keep, right? But anyways, I think like let's go get our first. This is a turn three, so go draw our card. I'm gonna play this as backside to enter step, and then just say go, and then lose like a turn two roll because we're in seat four. That's funny. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and play the colorless. Tap for colorless and a black player Wishclaw, and then we'll just say go off of that. Um, gonna play this swamp that we just top decked. We are then going to float the colorless, get our spell seeker, and we're gonna play dark writ. So we're gonna have three black, and from there we're like off to the races, right? I mean, if we can, right? Our first seven here is honestly, it's not bad. If we have a game that's kind of gonna take a while, this is not terrible at all. Right? It's we have one piece of interaction, so we can just hop out. We don't have to be like that parasitic little Grixis player, but yeah, I mean let's see where it goes. So draw a card, right? Calling the week is pretty good. This allows us to get a counter spell on our first search of a seeker, which is pretty good for us. We have an island, so we can just go grab our days, right? So let's play our island and just say go. Okay, that's really funny. Okay, okay, just top deck a Soul Ring, I guess. So we're gonna play a Soul Ring here, and then our Dimir Signet, and this actually postures us into the situation where we can actually go ahead and Lively Dirge for like its full spree cost and win on top because we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 mana, and that's the amount of mana we need for Lively Dirge in total. But we'll see where we go. And then for some reason, like people were doing some crazy stuff. Where seed four, player two is like, oh, I'm gonna do something stupid, and then they're gonna bounce it to their hand, and we're gonna start. We're gonna mill two cards from our library to our graveyard, and then go to our next turn. All right. And then River of Tears. Play that, tapping for a black. So now we're kind of in the driver's seat. We we really can just go for it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's actually tap it this way. Uh, Actually, we should be floating the black here. So we currently have one black off of this, and then the rest is like colorless, blue, 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 then black, some of black. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use the 5 Lively Dirge, get their Spell Seeker, and then from here on out, if for some reason they have to interact, they decide, oh, I don't have Counterspell, but I'm gonna remove your shit. We can simply just grab days off of our search, but like respond to the Counterspell with respond to the removal with the Calling the Weak, right? It's all up for you, to decide if you want to do that. Okay, so our first seven looks pretty. I don't really like it a lot. Um, I think it's safe to assume that we are gonna mull this, even if Seeker's in hand. Like we just don't have the mana sources. So let's go to our second seven. So second seven here again, just one lander. Let's go down to our six. The six is looking pretty bad. So I think we should go to five. Like even if we've topped like a blue source here, it's gonna take a while to even like assemble something. I just don't have the acceleration needed for this. So on to five. Oh, that is so tragic. That is so tragic. If we have a black source, this is definitely game, right? This is actually turn two if we have two black sources, but it's not. So let's work our way around it. So these are five. My five would probably be like these. I think it's safer to go for opt here. I think at least like smooth out our draws. So yeah, we're gonna bottom our persist and our mind stone here. Go draw our first card. Holy crap, dude! That is actually like one of the top decks of all time, bro. Yeah, let's go play our speed bog and then um yeah, and then if we top deck like a swamp here, it would actually be GG. Okay, I guess just top deck the swamp, dudes. Holy, all right. So okay, you're gonna entomb, and then entomb or soul seeker. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, bro, that is genuinely funny. And then from the one floating here, still, we're gonna reanimate our seeker. And I'm gonna show you like why this is so dumb. And the seeker, we're gonna grab our calling the weak. Calling the weak. It's a different line from the spell seeker, classic line. So we're gonna use the black here to sack the spell seeker here. So like 4 mana, just one to do the thing. We're gonna grab unearth. Unearth's in our hand. We're gonna use that to play the seeker. Unearth. I'm on seeker search for burnt offering. Grab that. 1, 2. I'm gonna then pay for the Inalla trigger. I'm make a seeker, look for Finalio, promise. Use all our mana to Culling the Weak, the token, and then unearth it. Oh, sorry, that's not unearth. So bring it back. We're gonna float 4 black mana off of that, and then we're gonna search sacrifice. I just preemptively did paid for the mana cost. We're gonna search sacrifice in response to Inalla trigger or any matters. We're just gonna sacrifice our spell seeker here to make 3 more black. We're gonna pay the Inalla trigger right now. So look for lively dirge, and then lively dirge for we're gonna use up all of our mana to play this. That seeker actually like off of, actually no, what am I doing? Sorry, that's not the right line. We're gonna actually grab Spectral Arcanist. So bin it and then reanimate it. Arcanist, ETB, we're gonna go ahead and use the burnt offering, or you could just go for sacrifice instead. Doesn't really matter what you take here. We're gonna go ahead and sacrifice our Spectral Arcanist for free, so putting us 4 black and 2 red. Doesn't really matter. I think 4 black is fine. Pay the Inalla trigger. We're then going to cast reanimate for free, bringing back the Arcanist, and then off of actually no, sorry, we're gonna bring back the Spell Seeker, and then on the Spell Seeker, I believe you're supposed to grab your Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual is good. We're gonna pay that. Use the mana, so from 3 down to 2, the +3, so 5. We are then going to pay the Inalla trigger that we have. We are gonna go ahead and grab Persist that we just bottomed earlier. So we're gonna go ahead and pay 2 to bring back our Arcanist. Arcanist is an ETB. I will exile this Dark Ritual, floating us 5 black. I'm gonna pay the trigger to have another Arcanist, and here comes the fun part. We can cast Lively Dirge for free, but since Spree is additional cost, we can actually pay for it. So we are gonna pay 3 black to bring back, I mean, bin and then reanimate our Scholar of Combustion, which is then game from here because we can start looping sacrifice and persist in a way where we can keep on making enough mana. We're actually gonna net neutral amount of mana here, and then make infinite amounts of hasted Scholar of Combustions and then swing out for the win. So, like I'm saying, just get you go down to 4 and somehow top deck, just the exact cards that you need to see from your deck and just win the game off of that. So that is funny. All right, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. Moles from here, goldfishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.